I'm Shadow with Q102.
And I'm Jason with Brown Derby.
This is Drinking 101, the New Year's Eve edition.
That's right. Right around the corner.
Yes,
Happy
it
New
is.
Year.
We're going to drink, or as they like to call it, amateur night.
Oh, but we're going to turn it into professionals night because we're going to make sure everybody that watches this is well prepared for New Year's Eve, whether you're hosting a party or whether you're going to a party. So,
Or whether you're staying home
Yes.
watching reruns of The Walking Dead in your pajamas.
yeah, we've got those.
I'm not doing that. I'm going to be out.
We've got those too, that we call those half bottles, or as I like to call them, second bottles.
I like to call them third.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're calling them third, you're not calling much after that.
Yeah, no. But I am sending drunk texts, which
Yeah.
is probably not a good idea either. So, all right.
That is fair. I've never gotten a drunk text from you. So that's
Well,
good.
don't invite the situation.
Right,
Believe
okay.
me.
So, New Year's Eve, sparkling wine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think New Year's Eve, think champagne, and that's all well and good. And we've got a couple of champagnes on the table. But historically, champagnes have a reputation for being a little on the expensive side, and
Yes.
and not everybody wants to do that.
Because
So
they can only come from Champagne.
that is true. In order to be a champagne, it has to come from Champagne, France. Now, it can be Méthode Champois, which is made the same way that champagne is made. Prosecco is that way from Italy. Sparkling wine from California, like Risqué from Toad Hollow, made the
Risqué.
same way that champagne is, but can't be called that because it's not from there. Or you can have this. This is Buena Vista out of California making champagne. How, pray tell, are they doing that? Because they are sourcing the grapes from that region.
Really?
Yep. And
They
therefore-
found a loophole.
Yes, and therefore it can be called champagne, even though it is from Buena Vista Winery in California.
How long has that been out?
Very new.
Okay.
This is kind of the new wave as
Okay.
people look through the loopholes.
That's
So-
very
So
interesting.
we've got a couple of options. We've got a sparkling wine, we've got a true champagne, and then sometimes, again, as we've said on the show, not everybody likes what you like. So maybe something on the sweeter side that will keep people happy. So let's get started.
All right.
This is Italian Prosecco, Riondo, one of the more famous Prosecco brands in the world.
What is the best of these to mix with orange juice?
Honestly,
For a
for
mimosa.
mimosas, we recommend Prosecco.
Really?
Yeah, it
Okay.
has the right amount of dryness. It's a tad sweet. The bubbles aren't as amount of. There's not as many bubbles as you get for true champagne, and it's not going to break the book. And any time that you're adding acids and juices to product,
Right.
you don't need to spend top shelf dollars.
Right.
Acids break stuff down. If you remember the old stick a nail in a Coke glass, and eventually the Coke eats through the nail.
Oh, yeah.
Think of that in terms of, champagne is the nail, orange juice is the Coke. It's just going to break down
Okay.
the good stuff. So,
It's just good to know, just in case New Year's Day is a call for brunch and mimosas,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
Been known to drink a few champagne cocktails in the morning. Thanksgiving, I did a cranberry mimosa this past year. So,
I think we need to have a mimosa segment. Sounds good.
it does sound good. And again, it's Riondo, so it's going to skew slightly sweet, has a little dryness up front. And then we go on to true champagne.
True champagne. Now I'm feeling fancy.
That's right. You have your fancy pants on today?
I do. I'm not wearing any.
That is her fancy pants. Trust me. I've sat next to her for several years. Drapier is probably our #1 selling brand in the store for
Ooh, it's
champagne.
Very bubbly.
Champagne's going to have a lot more bubbles than Prosecco.
Yeah, it does.
It's going to tickle your nose, tickle your tongue. Yeah. So completely different flavor profile too in the nose. This is a little bready, slightly yeasty, and that's a classic champagne nose. They're not going to be as fruity as Riondo or as Prosecco in general.
How do you pronounce it again?
Drapier.
Drapier.
Oh yeah, that's got some bubbles.
Yeah, it does.
So if you remember from last week's segment where we talked about frizzante, and our producer had to show Shadow that I wasn't making that word up, this is bigger than frizzante. This is like true,
Oh yeah.
full-on bubbles. That's tasty. Man, I love good champagne. And that is
Good.
good champagne.
It's good. Now that's going to be a little bit more on the pricey side.
Yeah, so
So-
for a half bottle, for a half bottle in Prosecco, you're looking at about $5 on a half bottle or third bottle. You're looking at about 27.
That's a huge price difference.
Huge
But,
price difference.
it depends on who you want to impress and if you want to impress anyone or if you want a lot of bubbles. You pay for the bubbles, apparently. It's $1 per bubble.
Yeah, more bubbles, more money. This is an Italian Moscato, Sirocco. They actually make this in half bottles, regular bottles,
sweet.
and then twice bottles. And then again, next to this Drapier, which was very dry, this is going to come off extremely sweet.
Okay, so I got a question. This one might be off the beaten path a little bit, but why is it that I notice that if something is going to be sweet or considered sweet, they always put the nutritional facts on it?
Oh,
I've noticed that anytime we drink something super sweet, like whether it's wine or, anything,
yeah.
why are the nutritional facts on the sweet wines and not like on the dries or?
So that's a great question, and my assumption is going to be because of the amount of sugar that's used
Oh,
to
yeah, that would
produce
make
those
sense.
styles. They're having to inform the public of those decisions
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
versus a drier wine where less sugar is used, if
Okay.
any, and therefore it doesn't show the same health risk.
All right.
So,
Well, there you have it. Brown Derby for all your New Year's Eve or New Year's Day
yeah.
champagnes.
Honestly, for me,
Sparkling wines?
I hold a party any time of year. I start with a sparkling wine. It sets the mood, livens your palate. It's not, to me, it's not just like rosés aren't just for springtime anymore. Champagne is year round.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.